Yes, you have read the title correctly. I have officially, upon failure after failure after failure after rejection,
Finally!
I have officially made it into the cybersecurity industry at Kaseya. What a journey, almost exactly a year after graduating college. I've officially landed my first job in cybersecurity as a SOC analyst. I've officially finished my second week as a SOC analyst. And man, can I say, I have learned so much within these 2 weeks. I have met amazing people, and I am just so beyond excited to continue my journey and to continue learning, most importantly. I mean, even with my first 2 weeks being completed, I can tell my knowledge is really going to skyrocket. And, being able to just see firsthand how, monitoring the network and isolating systems really works has been such a fruitful experience. So I think I just really want to talk about my journey up until this point. Literally about a year ago, July 2024, I had graduated from Florida International University with a degree in cybersecurity. And, like all cybersecurity graduates, we expect to take off within the industry, get a nice, well-paying job, gain that experience, and really just live that lifestyle of working in tech and being able to call yourself a cybersecurity professional. But unfortunately for me, that's just not the way it panned out. I want to say, a good 6 to 7 months I spent after graduating college applying to jobs and just not really getting any luck. Like I said, countless rejections. And I like to think of myself as a pretty persistent person, not really letting emotions get the best of me. But I have to say, I mean, it was extremely tough. Graduating college, I had Security Plus and the EJPT, because pen testing is something that I enjoy doing, and I was applying all over the place. Even pen testing roles. I mean, I'm a very goal-oriented person, and I don't like to sell myself short. So for me, I'm just like, hey, you never know what could happen. Like, just apply to penetration testing roles, and who knows, you might get lucky. And of course, that didn't really work out too well for me. And I think I spent a lot of time really focusing on trying to get a pen testing role, just because I'm so optimistic, and a lot of people would tell me, start on help desk and work your way up, which can be good advice. But I spent a good amount of time applying to a bunch of different roles, a bunch of different places, and like I said, just really not getting anything to stick. And it was a tough period. I never got overly down on myself, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't taking a toll for sure. So, after a good 6, 7 months, I wound up getting a job as an IT technician working for a company called ATech, who were vendors for another company called Hotwire Communications, which is actually a company I did an internship for as a network engineer. So of course, not exactly what I wanted, but it was at least something that had to do with being tech related. But it wasn't technical at all whatsoever. I mean, literally straight manual labor. I'm sitting out in the hot summer sun, sometimes digging trenches and crawling through attics. Like, it was based off of really just fiber optic cables. We were setting up fiber optic wires in different apartments and buildings, and it was an interesting experience. Without being an IT technician, I always wondered, how they actually go about setting up wires in apartments and different complexes and stuff like that. So being able to do that was really cool, and seeing how it was done firsthand. But I mean, it was hard. Like, literally manual labor, not technical whatsoever, not what I was trying to do at all. And I feel like I was just slaving away. I was going through it, like, I feel like it was just another challenge for me. It was almost like God or the universe, whatever you believe in, was kind of just throwing a test at me, like, hey, like, I know you want to be here, but I need you to go through some things first before you actually get to that point. And I can't tell you, the moment I landed my job as a SOC analyst, I mean, it literally, one of the most amazing experiences I've ever felt. solely because I went through such a crappy period of being an IT technician and doing hands-on physical labor and not working in a kind of environment for about 3 to 4 months that I wanted to be in. Not only that, I'm driving all over the place. I'm not really going to like a set location. Sometimes I had to go to the Florida Keys, or sometimes I go to this place. Like it's literally just based off of me driving all over the place. Wherever they needed me is where I needed to go. Because really, like on top of me working as an IT technician, I'm spending every single waking second studying for cybersecurity. Like before I go to work, I'm waking up early, maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, studying, putting out applications. On my way to work, I'm listening to podcasts in the car, of course, cybersecurity related. And, if I have free time, like lunch and stuff like that, as I'm working, I'm on my phone reading articles and stuff like that. And then, of course, after I get off work, when I get home, I'm back to it. So the grind was real. and then on top of that, of course I was spending time studying while I was in school too, trying to set myself up to, hit the ground running after I graduate college. But that didn't work out. So I still spent time while in school studying. Like I got my Security Plus when I was in school. I got my EJPT while I was in school. I had an internship. Like I was trying to set myself up for success, and it just didn't work out. So realistically, in the entirety of my whole time studying cybersecurity, it's been 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. I've been studying for cybersecurity because my internship was in 2023, the summer of 2023, and then right after my internship, I'm like, this is what I want to do, and I just locked in on TryHackMe. That's how long it really took me to finally break into the industry. And I was also applying for help desk. I couldn't even get into help desk. Like there were some positions I literally just could not get into. I tried applying for like a network engineer position, didn't get it. And it's just a testament to really just showing how like you really can't get overly emotional about not getting a role that you apply for or just getting rejected, because it's just tons of different factors. You have no idea. Life is for you. Life is here to allow you to pursue and to achieve certain things. There's literally a plethora of opportunity in life. Getting down about, not getting what you want is quite literally a waste of time. And I'm just in the process of learning, getting used to the tools, getting used to the programs that they use, the different workflows, how they operate, and it's been a great experience. I can't tell you how helpful a lot of my coworkers have been. So at least that's my experience with my first position in the cybersecurity, working at a company like Kaseya, ready to just put in the work and to just absolutely elevate my knowledge to be able to share with you guys and help you, break into the cybersecurity industry as well. I've some tips for sure that I would like to provide for you guys to break in. Again, going back to my journey, after getting rejected so many different times, instead of, getting frustrated, and which I did do at times, but I didn't make it my whole entire mentality. I'm like, okay, what is something I could be doing to make the odds of me landing a job more likely, right? If you're getting rejected time and time again, there's probably something wrong, right? Within my journey of trying to land a role, I made so many changes. My resume, what I was studying. And also, I think really the most important part is what I'm showing to the world, like that. That really is the crux of everything. Like, how are you displaying your work? Like, how can I show companies that like I'm passionate about this shit and you will not make a mistake hiring me? How can I show that? How can I display that to these companies? And we live in a world where it's like you can, show everything. At the end of the day, you could just go on YouTube or, go on social media, and instead of consuming, you can actually create. Those are that's the most important thing I would say into making your odds more likely, is how can I display what I'm learning to these employers? And a big one, of course, is LinkedIn, right? I know it's like a huge negative conception about LinkedIn within the cybersecurity world, which is really, really unfortunate. And of course, I can relate to it as well to a certain degree. But if you're serious about breaking into the industry that you enjoy, there's really is no excuse You know, I mean, it really doesn't matter how much you think it's maybe cringe or how, you know, uncomfortable it really feels. Like, this is your life we're talking about. This is your future. This is like, you know, what you want to be doing for the rest of your life. So it's like whatever it takes at the end of the day. So, you know, go on LinkedIn, just talk about the things that you're learning, whether it's pen testing, whether it's blue team things, whether it's incident response, whether it's forensics. Like, you need to display what you're doing. You know, when I was getting rejected left and right, like, I'm like, all right, I need to start creating content. I need to start making YouTube videos because they're not going to know that I'm serious about this if I don't show them. So I started, you know, making YouTube videos, doing boxes on Hack the Box, you know, talking about things that I'm interested in, you know, like articles, things like that. Sure enough, I mean, I really do think that's really what increased my odds of landing this job as a SOC analyst at Kaseya. And yeah, you know, of course, you know, doing labs, home labs, and not just doing them, but again, like showing them on LinkedIn, writing, you know, a description of what you did and how your experience was with doing that lab. Like, I mean, it just goes such a long way. Like, you really don't have to be that knowledgeable within the industry. You could just be, I wouldn't consider myself a cybersecurity wizard. Like, I'm consistent. I'm willing to put myself out there, and I can talk. So it's like, you could not really know a lick about cybersecurity as much as a guy who's like really just has that natural intuition, and he's studying 24/7 but not putting out any type of, you know, proof. This guy is, you know, not as smart as this guy, but he's putting out content 24/7, showing what he's doing. He's more likely probably going to get hired more than the guy who's actually really smart and actually has a natural intuition for computers. So that's my advice. Really show what you're doing, show your passion, display your passion for sure, and just keep being consistent. You know, get those certifications, but just don't solely focus on certifications, right? Don't you know, just rack up certifications for the fun of it, because that can get addicting, right? Oh my gosh, like the next cert, like let's do it. Like, you know, it's sort of, getting certifications are fun, but the end goal is to get a job. The end goal is to get paid for your skills, for your expertise, right? And what are the things that are going to benefit in that route? Showing your work, posting what you're doing, posting your passion, right? So yeah, man, what a fruitful journey it has been. I mean, it really is just the beginning, and I'm really about to double down on this content creation, which I think is going to be another amazing journey for me. Just being able to just, again, display what I'm doing and what I'm learning to help you guys, just to really develop that personal brand. I think is going to be such an amazing thing that I'm really going to enjoy. I really cannot stress how amazing it really felt to land my first role after going through what I went through. A lot of the times people want things very quickly, and it kind of sucks to get things so fast, which is what I wanted coming out of college, really. Like, that was like, I need to get into cybersecurity like now. Like, I want to get into now. So, but then like realizing how fast I wanted to get into the industry, I started realizing, like, do I want to get it so fast because I actually want it, or was I trying to like prove to other people, like, haha, like I'm in on cybersecurity and you're not, and I'm making this much amount of money and you're not. Like, it was almost like an ego type of thing. And the fact that my desires were delayed gave me enough time to really think hard about what it is I actually wanted out of getting a job in cybersecurity. Like, am I doing this to like prove a point to my friends and family, or am I doing it because I genuinely want to work in the industry and get into an industry that's really, you know, fulfilling and fruitful and provides so many great benefits, and is involved with tech, which is something that's just really not going anywhere. So you may say you want something now, but I'm telling you, man, like, because my journey was delayed and because I had went through so much, you know, crappy experiences on my way to finally breaking into as a SOC analyst, made it so much more. I can't even put it into words. I really can't even put it into words. Like, apologies, my mic cut out in the last video. It actually died. But essentially what I was saying is, you know, just appreciate the struggle, because once you finally reach the destination, the struggle is actually what makes the destination that much more fulfilling. It gives you more of a fulfilling feeling, and you can't appreciate the light without the dark. So if you're going through a tough time, if you're not really getting exactly what you want out of life, or particularly out of your career, just really sit within it, keep going, keep being consistent, persevere through pain and the struggle that you're going through, because I promise you, it really is about the journey more than the destination. Once you get in there, you look back and you're like, wow, like look how far I've come. Look at all the things that I went through to get to this point. And it truthfully creates a story that you will be able to carry with you for the rest of your life, to be able to share with other people who are going through similar experiences that you're going through. Thank you for tuning in. More content on the way. Thank you for watching.